So the conditions are cold and blustery overhead, but the playing surface itself is very good indeed as Hearts get the match underway. And Dundee United having the opportunity to go back to the top of the Premier Division with Celtic engaged in the Skull Cup final tomorrow. And Hearts, of course, anxious to keep up their pressure at the top of the table. Hearts having a little bit of a handicap. They're without Craig Levein and John Robertson, who are both suspended. So Wayne Foster continues up front alongside Cahoon and Clark. And the experienced former Celtic centre-half, Roddy MacDonald, plays at the back alongside Sandy Jordan. There's Sandy Clark, beaten in the jump. Backed by Malpass to Thompson. And the unlucky Dundee United players, following their excellent performance in European football in midweek, are Gary McGuinness and Ralph Milne. Dave Beaumont's in at fullback, and Milne's replacement is the top scorer Ian Ferguson, who was ineligible on Wednesday night. And John Clark is continuing his new career at centre-half in place of the injured Paul Hegarty. Clark challenging for the ball. There's Ian Ferguson. It's blocked by Whittaker. Mackay measuring the pass towards Kenny Black, but McInally read it well, and that'll be a free kick, I'm sure, to Dundee United. Jim McInally battling hard, wearing number 4, playing in midfield. Played in by Beaumont. 3 Hearts players at the back. There's Ian Ferguson, and Redford was offside. That was given by the referee, who is Kenny Hope from Clarkston. Well judged by Malpass. Here's Berry. Now Cahoon. Foster. Playing it inside for Cahoon once again. Now Kidd. Bowman's clearance. Now Redford. That's for Sturrock to chase. Jordan's with him. And good positioning by Henry Smith. Sturrock is frustrated, but Jordan's pace made life very difficult indeed for Paul Sturrock. Berry clashing with Bannon, and it's Bannon who's penalised for lifting his boot too high. Here's Walter Kidd. Foster. Good effort by Foster. And the upward bounce well read by Billy Thompson in the end. That was good goalkeeping. Well, this reflects the confidence felt by Wayne Foster following his transfer from Preston. One glimpse of goal, powerful shot, an upward bounce, and Thompson did well for United. Roddy MacDonald winning the high ball from Ian Ferguson. Clark to Cahoon. On the far side is Kenny Black. Now Mackay. The break of the ball from McInally. Superb effort from Mackay. And relief for Billy Thompson. Good play this from Hearts. Kenny Black laying it inside. Here's Mackay. Now he gets a lucky break here off Jim McInally. Sees the opportunity, rifles that towards the top corner, and Thompson happy to see it go wide. Berry's header. There was some pushing though by Ian Redford. Jordan's free kick. Chance on for Foster. And the goal kick's been given. But certainly some consternation there in the United ranks in defence. The ball played forward from Sandy Jordan, right into the danger area. Clark goes up. It came off the head of John Clark. There was Foster. And it went behind. Foster forcing his way forward. Nearly in the thick of it. Black's challenge. Berry helped it on to Foster. Cahoon. And a marvellous goal from John Cahoon. Well, that was one to savour midway through the first half. Came virtually from nothing. A good move this. Berry playing it wide to Foster. He carried it forward, then drove it inside. It was controlled superbly there by Cahun. And how about this for a finish? So John Cahun picks up his third goal of the season and gives Hearts a perfect start to the match. Billy Thompson was rooted to the spot with that effort. Kenny Black sends it over. Cahun battling with McInally, and Bannon picks it up for United. Roddy McDonald again doing well, intercepting the pass intended for Paul Sturrock. It's a careless one. Bowman, and this time Sturrock is free. Ian Ferguson making his way into the box. There's Redford. Well, a good opportunity that for Redford. And this was started by a superb pass from Dave Bowman. Beyond the Hearts defence for Sturrock. Ferguson racing into the box. There was Redford with lots of time to set up the shot. They really should have been able to get that on target. Jordan to Whittaker. Kenny Black showing good close control. That's towards Sandy Clark. Couldn't quite get above it with Malpass challenging, but Kenny Black doing very well indeed at the edge of the box. Now here's some skill that you don't often associate with tough midfield players like Kenny Black, but showing good close control, and a delicate little chip across towards Sandy Clark. Malpass challenging, and the header's off target. Beaumont's header gives Hearts the throw as the first half draws to a close now, with Hearts retaining the upper hand, which was provided by Cahun's goal. They certainly are good value for their one-goal lead, I would suggest, in the first half as play has gone on so far. 1 minute of the first half left. There's Whittaker, headed out by Neri. And John Clark has lots of time on the edge of his own box. But again, depending on the high ball towards Sturrock, the header out though gives McInally a chance to find Redford. That's for Ian Ferguson. It's missed by Whittaker, but not by Sturrock. Right out of the blue. United are back on level terms. And it's down to Paul Sturrock's finishing power. Well, this is one which Hearts will not be anxious to see again. Fine play by McInally. That first time pass to Redford. He waited for Ian Ferguson to appear over there on the right flank. Ferguson going forward now. This cross initially didn't look to be too dangerous, but Whittaker miskicked it completely, and that's a deadly finish from Paul Sturrock. Sturrock getting only his second goal of the season. A very important one indeed for United. And coming at a crucial time, right on the half-time whistle. So what a difference that will make to the United players as they go off to face their manager Jim McLean for the interval pep talk. But still Hearts trying again before half-time. Billy Thompson coming out to command his area. And there goes the half-time whistle. A battling type of first half, with John Cahun giving Hearts the lead and Paul Sturrock getting them back in level terms before half-time. It really was a tale of two top-class finishers. Opportunism at its best. First from John Cahun in the 20th minute, with a driven ball from Wayne Foster. Was well controlled, and that hooked volley what left Billy Thompson helpless. But then United, who looked out of the play for much of the first half, came back when Brian Whittaker miskicked the cross from Ian Ferguson, and that was finishing at its best from Paul Sturrock. A half-time score: Hearts 1, Dundee United 1. So United start the second half in much better mood, I think, than they may have done but for that Paul Sturrock equaliser right on the half-time whistle. Hearts looking until that point good value for their one-goal lead, until Paul Sturrock stepped in. So it's now 17 months since Hearts lost a league match here at Tynecastle. So that's the measure of the task ahead of Dundee United, who struggled against Hearts throughout last season. And if they're going to have any real championship aspirations, United will have to look to win matches such as this. But Hearts, full of determination, can be depended on, I'm sure, to come battling back. Here's Cahoon on the turn, still Cahoon, Foster stepping in, and the flag was up on the far side, bringing that move to a halt. Now Gary Mackay, stopped by McInally. Now Bannon coming inside, then outside, and looking for Sturrock. Didn't quite make up his mind, Eamon Bannon, how he intended to go forward. It's now with Berry for Hearts. Cahoon policed by Nir. McInally again doing well for Dundee United. The pass didn't reach Ferguson, no. McDonald made sure of that. Mackay takes over from Black in midfield, and this is Whittaker with Foster on his outside. That's towards Sandy Clark. And Billy Thompson took no chances. A prodigious leap that by Sandy Clark against John Clark for United. And Billy Thompson doing the sensible thing and touching it over. Kenny Black will take the in-swinger. Well, no, a variation, playing it back to Walter Kidd. Okay, well tackled by Clark. Well, that's a foul, all right. The challenge by Bannon. Okay, wants to get on with it. Here's Cahoon. And again, very good handling by Billy Thompson. Good ball from Mackay. Here's Foster. Away from Beaumont, but it's Dave Bowman going back. Well, we've seen the full range of Bowman's defensive qualities as a midfield player. Not enough, I'm sure, for Jim McLean's liking of his creative talents, but he's had a good match nonetheless. And a penalty kick's been given by Kenny Hope. Eamon Bannon coming racing into the challenge on Sandy Clark. There's the throw, Clark going to meet it. And the challenge, combined effort by John Clark and Eamon Bannon, leaving Clark on the deck, and Hearts with a penalty kick. So Gary Mackay scored for Hearts last week against Hamilton Accies, had the chance once again. So Mackay against Thompson. 2-1 to Hearts. 18 minutes into the second half. No question mark about this penalty kick. Thumped in with total conviction by Gary Mackay. He was the first player to score from the spot for Hearts last week after errors by John Robertson and Kenny Black. So Mackay with his second goal and successive weeks puts Hearts ahead once again. There's Kidd. Now Cahoon. Kenny Black with lots of room on the left. Queuing up in the middle for the cross. Here's Mackay. Foster missed it. Back to Black. Now Berry. It was well set up by Hearts. Appeals for handball, waved aside by referee Hope as United break. Here's Sturrock. Losing his footing at the wrong moment. And making life easy for Henry Smith. Clark and Neary together. It's Bannon who turns it back, and Malpass who clears it. Whittaker forcing his way forward and fouled by the combined efforts of McGuinness and Milne, the United substitutes. The United really showing precious few signs that they know how to get back into this match. Here goes Gary Mackay. Oh, what a goal that would have been. Marvellous play from Gary Mackay. And in the end, denied by a deflection. He's away from McInally, coming across past David Neary. Was Bowman to get a touch. Thompson was helpless, but the ball went over the bar. So great play from Mackay. And Hearts have the corner kick, taken by Cahoon. Thumped away by McGuinness. Ferguson's header. Header on from Clark. McDonald still up with the attack, but Bannon ties it up at the back for Dundee United. Bannon inviting Berry to nod it out for the United throw. Good play by Malpass and by John Clark. Beaumont, there's Ferguson, back to Clark. Driven against the defender Ronnie McDonald, and some faint appeals for a penalty by John Clark. Couldn't imagine that ever being given in these circumstances. There's Kenny Black. The interception by Malpass. Now McGuinness for United. Sturrock's away from Roddy McDonald, but he couldn't control it. Another opportunity for United is wasted. Beaumont's header, won by Mackay. Here's Kenny Black. Now Whittaker. That's played towards safety on the corner flag area, and Whittaker was quite happy to give United the goal kick. Only a question for Hearts now of playing out time. United have all the problems. Roddy McDonald's header. Here's Malpass. Sturrock is onside. If he can turn quickly enough, and a chance for United. And Sturrock has done it! A repeat of the first half, right in the closing minutes. Paul Sturrock gets the equaliser. And this is certainly another disaster for the Hearts defence. A long, high, hopeful ball through the middle. Sturrock giving chase as Hearts hoped for offside. Jordan and Whittaker couldn't make it. Smith was rooted to the spot, and Sturrock makes it 2 apiece.